Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. Yes, the time is now 8:20 a.m. And as you can see, I am out with Mr. Hustle. I just fed him. Say good morning, Mr. Hustle. Say good morning to everyone. Okay. Um, just want to say thank you, Heavenly Father, for touching my shoulder and waking me up this beautiful morning. Yes, sirree. I had a pleasant night, and I hope all of you are okay. You slept all right. Those of you that is in pain or laying up in the hospital, sick or whatever, I'm praying for all of you to feel better, get better, and be up and about. Yes. Well, today, this is what I want to talk about. This is for the veterans, any military personnel, retired veterans, all that have served and is still serving, regardless of wartime or not wartime, regardless of if you are active duty or inactive duty. When I say active duty, I mean Army, National Guard, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. If you are if in active duty, National Guard Reserve, that goes for Air Force, Army, National Guard, Marines, and such. It really doesn't matter. We are all soldiers. We served. We are serving. And in order for this to change, I just had to make this video. I have to put this video out because I am so sick and annoyed of hearing other veterans, complain about this issue. And to me, it's not right. To a lot of them, it's not right. For instance, why would a person be turned down? When I say a person, I mean a veteran, a retired veteran, why would they be turned down from disability? Why? The reason that a lot of us are being turned down, as I was told, and it's on paper, and I spoke to other veterans that all your stuff have to be documented from the time you were in the military, not out, in. If you were inactive, like the National Guard Reserve, stuff like that, and you didn't do any active duty time, they turn you down. It doesn't matter if you got hurt or something like that. You might not been hurt while you were serving. Say, for instance, you fell while you were serving. This is inactive I'm talking about. It could go for active duty too. And Say, for instance, you didn't go to the doctor while you were there, you know, the military doctor. Of course, it's not going to be on your records. But say, for instance, you got hurt. Say you fell and broke something or something like that. When I say broke something, but you wasn't aware of it until years later. You were in active duty and you went to your, you know, your doctor, civilian doctor, and you took x-rays, and then here goes, you have some kind of problem with your knee or your hand or whatever. I'm just using examples. Why would you be turned down when you go to try to apply for VA disability? Why would you be turned down? Well, their reason is whatever the problem was, it didn't occur while you were serving. How they know that? Why they say that? Because they're looking at your medical records from the time you were in until you got out. If they didn't see any of this on the paper, they right away deny you. Now that is a lot of BS because, like I just said, example, say you were in the National Guard or the Reserve, that's considered inactive duty. Well, some National Guards and Reserve are on active duty because they work full time. But the inactive duty people is what I'm talking about. And say, for instance, you fell or something. Example, say your unit was called out in an emergency, like example, 911. And while you were over there, you fell. You just went on about your business because you didn't feel no pain or nothing like that. So you didn't go to the doctor about it because nothing was wrong with you. You didn't request a medic because you didn't feel no pain. But years later, you started to feel pain. So you decided to go to your civilian doctor because you're not on duty. And your doctor sent you to get x-rays on whatever area it is that was affected. The x-rays come back saying that, you know, you have broken this or torn this or whatever. Why would you be turned down from the VA for disability because of that? Mind you, you go to the VA hospital now and you start seeing the doctors there and everything because you're a veteran. And they too took x-rays and they see all this problem. Now it's on your record. Why would you still be denied because it wasn't on your record from the time you was in the military? That is not right. It's not right. The problem happened while you were activated for the situation, the 911 error or whatever error was going on. You were still on duty at the time, but you didn't see a doctor because you didn't feel no pain. Why should you be told that you are not eligible for for any kind of disability? That is not right. And, you know, I spoke to several veterans while I was at the VA hospital here in Orlando, Florida. Not Orlando. It's outside of Orlando. But, you know, at the Lake Baldwin Clinic. That's outside of Orlando. I spoke to a lot of veterans. I saw veterans with legs missing, one or two. They are in wheelchairs. Arms are missing. Eye is missing. They have all sorts of different ailments going on with them. They served in the war. Vietnam, World War I. You know, they served in the war. And some of them didn't serve in the war. Some served in Afghanistan and stuff like that. And some were just peacetime. These gentlemen, because all I spoke to was gentlemen. I never met a female, that said anything was wrong with them or they were turned down. But these men were turned down from getting VA disability. So many of them told me they're not trying anymore. They're not trying anymore. So many of them told me it's civilians that run this program, operation, or whatever you want to call it, and they're the ones that decide whether to give you anything or not to give you anything. And I remember this gentleman, I was talking with him, Caucasian. Well, a lot of them were Caucasian. Few were blacks, few were Spanish. But these elder gentlemen, this gentleman in particular, he was missing both of his legs. He was in a wheelchair. And, he was telling me his story. He said the VA Disability Board, they told him that his problem was not on his medical records. So therefore, he's not eligible for any kind of disability. Now, mind you, this happened while he was over there where he was. This was wartime. How can you do this to people? How can anyone do this? This is so unfair, so unjust. I do believe we are being treated unfairly, unjust, and something has to be done about it. I am dead serious. We have served our country, and some of us did 20 years, some of us did more than 20 years, some of us did 3 years, 4 years, whatever amount of years. It really doesn't matter. What mattered is this individual, male and female, served their country, and they should be treated with dignity, with respect. They should be accommodated, and they should be given something for their disability. Whatever the disability is, it shouldn't have to be on paper when you were in the military. If you got out and you were hurt, but it didn't happen while you were in there, or like I said, the 911 era, something happened to you and you didn't go to a military doctor because you didn't feel that you didn't feel no pain, but then later on you started feeling pain, so you decide to go to your own civilian doctor. The proof is there. The proof was given to the VA hospital where you attend. The VA doctors took their own x-rays, and they have the proof there. So what difference do it make whether it was back then or now? It's still on your record. So you shouldn't be knocked down because of that. These people, whoever is on this board for VA disability, they need to get it together. They need to change their ways about how they, view veterans and their disabilities. Whether it's big or little, you should give the veterans something. You have to have some kind of heart. You have to. I met this veteran. He lives in my building. He is a retired veteran. He suffers with PTSD. His wife told me he suffers with it really bad. He attends the Lake Baldwin Clinic. She told me at night, it is so bad. It is so bad, Oh my God. This gentleman, he's Guyanese, he's black, and he's an elder man. He told me that he was denied disability from the VA. I just spoke to him recently. We talk all the time. I said, why? He said they told him that his problem is not on his record. Then they told him that he didn't serve. This man is a retired colonel from the Marines. He has documentation. Why or how would they tell him that he didn't serve? He's being treated at the VA, Lake Baldwin, for his PTSD, and he has other ailments. Why would this man be denied? This is so unfair. This is so unjust. He has given up. He said he's not going to try again. I try to convince him, I know you're aggravated and stuff like that, but you should try again. I tried myself. I got turned down 2 times. But guess what? I was going to give up. But another veteran, retired Navy, he told me not to give up, to keep trying, because that's how they do. There are civilians that handles this, that is on this board. They don't know anything, so they just go by rules that they have, and they don't really care. This is how he put it. And he said it took him several years before he actually got through to get something. So that gave me encouragement to go and refile. So I am going to refile. And this morning, I woke up with this on my mind. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make a video. I'm going to put it out there because this is not fair. It's unjust. And there are a lot of disabled veterans out there that hasn't even tried to get disability. A lot of them probably don't even realize that they can apply. A lot of them apply, but they are turned down for the reasons I just said and other stupid reasons. And It's unjust. It's really unjust. These people that's on this board, I don't know who they are, but apparently they don't have a heart. They don't care. They don't want to give the veterans any kind of money, any kind of help. You know, it's wrong. It is wrong. I was reading a story a while back and show you how unjust this is. This gentleman, he didn't even serve in the army. His brother served. His brother passed away. And guess what he did? He took his identity. He didn't even look like his brother, but he took his identity. He went and he applied to the VA. And guess what? He got 100% disability. 100%. How the heck did he get 100%? Now you tell me, okay? And you know, I was told they sent out people to actually watch you. This man got caught. The person that was watching him, you know, they have investigators that go out there and watch you or whatever. This man, you heard what I said? This man, and he wasn't old, he was young. He looked like he is about in his 40s or so. He was caught going and being in the gym, exercising and all this kind of stuff. Now, mind you, this man, his complaint was that he was in a wheelchair. He couldn't use his legs. They caught him at the gym, standing tall and looking good. Never served in the United States Army. Didn't have no broken leg, no broken nothing. Got himself a beautiful home from the VA disability. Got himself a beautiful ride. You know, and he was just living his life, enjoying all this off of his unalive brother. This detective, or whatever you want to call it, this person took pictures and he turned it back to his office. This man had to pay back all that money that was given to him. Now, how the heck did he get over like that? And he didn't even serve, period. He was using his unalive brother's identity. How did he do that? Now you tell me. But me and other veterans out there that is actually hurt or have some kind of disability, the Veterans Disability Board is denying us, the war veterans that don't have no limbs. They're using walker. Many of us have PTSD and all sorts of other different problems. Just because it's not on your record doesn't mean that you don't suffer with it. With all the things that you endure while you're in the military, and it doesn't have to be wartime, things happen in peacetime also. People end up with all these different kinds of illnesses. So don't give me that BS. Oh, it's not on your record, so therefore you're not entitled for no kind of disability money. That is a lot of BS. I am dead serious. So those of you that's on the VA Disability Board, y'all need to really get this together. Y'all need to get this together. Change those rules that y'all have, because we have served. We served. And it doesn't matter whether it was wartime or peacetime. We have served. And we deserve better treatment. We deserve recognition. We deserve a compensation. You hear me? A compensation. Whether it's small or big, we deserve that. So I hope and pray that this video reaches the faces that's supposed to get this message, and a lot of veterans will get up and go out there and apply and try to get the compensation that you deserve. That's right. Get the compensation that you deserve. Do not give up. Do not quit. Do not. Do not. May God help me. May God help all of you. Stay blessed. And I will get back to you all another time. Now, I'm going to speak about Social Security disability. There are a lot, excuse me. I was told by some people it's very hard to get Social Security disability. Very hard. And I, for one, can tell you it is hard, because I've tried. I have tried in New York City. The time that I waited to see their doctor was impossible, but I waited. I went to see their doctor. He examined me. He made me do, like I had to bend down and do all this kind of different stuff. Mind you, I have torn ligament in my knee. I got that from when I was down by ground zero. That's where I fell. But like I said, it's not on my military records, because I didn't go to a military doctor when this happened. I was on duty with the military, but I didn't go to the doctor because it didn't hurt at the time. Years later is when I started feeling the pain. Then I decided to go to the doctor to check my knee out, took x-rays, and that's when I found out I have torn ligament and different kind of stuff going on in my knee. Just because I don't use a wheelchair or a cane, I use a brace on my knee. I got it from here at the VA here in Orlando, because now that's on my record. I was denied disability from the VA 2 times because it's not on my record from when I was in the military. So they're trying to say I didn't get hurt in the military. But mind you, I was on duty when that happened. Just that it's not in my record because it didn't hurt, like I just said. Okay, Social Security disability. They didn't even take no x-rays or nothing like that. Just because I don't use a wheelchair or a cane, or I don't have an aide, that's someone that takes care of you, help you out in your house and stuff like that. I was denied. After waiting 9 months, I received a letter. I came to Florida, and that's when I got the letter, because I was waiting up there and it didn't come. So I decided to go on about my business, because these people are really taking long. So it finally came, and I was denied. And it's saying if I wanted to try again, I can. I refuse to retry. I refuse. Because why should I lie Why should I get a wheelchair? Someone told me you have to lie. I said, lie how? How can you lie about stuff like that? I don't use a wheelchair. I don't use a cane. I don't have an aid in my house. So how can I lie? The person told me, "Oh, I did, but you have to lie." I said, "Well, that's you." Now this person is keeling over when they walk, so of course they have a cane. I'm quite sure their doctor gave them the cane. But the person said, "You have to lie." I said, "No, I cannot lie about stuff like that." What? I'm supposed to go buy a wheelchair and push myself around when I'm coming to this place, or buy a cane and walk over here like something is wrong with me, or get someone to come with me and lie and say that this person is my aide? I'm sorry, I cannot lie about stuff like that. I just can't. To each their own. But yeah, I was told by several people it's very hard to get Social Security disability in New York City. I guess it's like that probably in other states. But yeah, New York City is hard as hell. So I never tried again. I just got my regular Social Security. Plus, I was told I would get more from my regular Social Security anyway. And I was told this from one of the people from the Social Security office. So what was the point of trying to get the disability if I'm going to get... I was close to retiring anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, I don't want to try again. I'll just wait for my regular Social Security to come. I'm getting more. Well, more power to me. And that's what I settled for. I didn't retry anymore. What's the point? A lot of those doctors at the Social Security office, they a lot of them don't want to give you no kind of compensation. You have to be you could be crawling on the ground, almost dead, and some of these people still get turned down. I don't know what is wrong with people. They're so inhumane. I am dead serious. Civilian and military. I just don't know. Don't y'all know the people on the board for the VA disability? Y'all have families. Y'all have mothers, fathers, stuff like that. I'm quite sure you help them get their money. You help them get money to take care of themselves. So why can't you do that for the other veterans and for Social Security? Why can't these doctors have a heart and give these people some kind of compensation? You know what I'm saying? The person don't have to be crawling on the ground near death for you to give them what they deserve. And even if they're crawling on the ground near death, some of you still reject them. I don't understand that at all. You people just need to get a heart. Have a heart. Have a heart. So to those of you that's trying to get Social Security disability or VA disability, just keep trying. That's all I can say. Don't falsify nothing, because you can go to jail. You will get denied. They watch you. They send out people to watch you. Make sure your stuff is correct. Make sure you have it. You have doctor's proof. I'm dead serious. And for the veteran, it shouldn't matter whether you was hurt while on active duty or inactive duty. As long as you have some kind of proof stating that a doctor saw you and they treated you and you have these ailments, you should be compensated. You should be compensated. I should be compensated. So I am not going to give up. I'm going to try. I'm going to try again. Some people go out and they get lawyers to handle this situation. If that's my next step, I will do that. If you win the case, you don't have to. If you win the case, you pay the lawyer a fee. If you don't win the case, you don't have to pay a fee. So to all you veterans out there, if you try it the regular way, you go to the VA, don't fill the papers out by yourself because you might mess it up. Go to the VA. There's someone in there that takes care of that. And if you don't get through, try again. If you get through, more power to you. But if you don't get through, just find one of those lawyers out there that handle this kind of situation and try your luck. That's all I could tell you. But just don't give up. Do not quit. Do not give up. Because I was told this is what they like. They like, I'm talking about the VA Disability Board, people on the board. They like when you don't try again. They like when you just give up. Because they don't have to give you anything. They don't want to give you anything in the first place. So do not give up. Do not give up. To all you veterans out there, retired, homeless, or whatever, I hope you all watch my video and do the do. To all of you Social Security, to all of you folks that wants to get Social Security disability or whatever, you know, you do the do also. But don't falsify stuff, because if you do, you're just harming yourself with that. Don't pretend to be someone that you're not, like that gentleman I just spoke about. Don't. All right, now, this is JU-I saying, peace out for now. Watch my video and do not give up. I don't care what it is. It doesn't have to be disability, money for disability, or nothing like that. Whatever in life that you are doing or you want to do and you got turned down, do not give up. Do not quit. Keep trying. Keep trying. If you tried many times and it didn't work, there's always other things you can try. There's always other things you can do. But just don't give up. Don't quit. That's all I have to say for today. Have a beautiful Saturday. Enjoy each moment that passes by, because tomorrow is not promised for a lot of us. Life can be short for a lot of us. Life can be long for some, but it can be short for a lot of us. And no one knows when that day or night or afternoon, second, minute, hour, year will arrive. Only the good Almighty knows that. Some people sense death, but some don't. But like I said, no one knows the hour. No one knows the time. No one knows whether it be day, night, afternoon, or whatever. Only the good God Almighty. Unless the good God Almighty whisper into your ear and tell you, oh, you're going to go today at a certain time. It's going to be in the morning or the afternoon or the night, you know. But I don't know of him doing that. I haven't heard anyone said he whispered in their ear. At least I don't think they're supposed to tell anyone anyway. So, folks, have a great day. Peace out. Get up, Mr. Hustle.